For those that are worried about financial aid or just paying for college in general, Mr. McKee as a guidance counselor, and then Mr. Clark as a father, um, what is that like, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, there's a lot. So the filing your FAFSA is a good thing. That's for federal aid, and you may not qualify. That's totally fine. Federal aid is given on a need-based system. So if your family financial circumstances are like maybe a little bit lower than somebody else's, you might be offered more financial aid than somebody else. I recommend that everybody file. You would do that your senior year, so you don't have to worry about that now unless you're a senior. It opens October 1st and then it closes in March, very early in March. But even if you don't qualify for that, a lot of scholarships require you to file that anyway, so that they can access your financial information. You can apply to scholarships that are out there. So Naviance has a scholarship function where you can search in. There are sites out there like Going Merry. There's a couple other ones that you can do searches for scholarships that you would qualify for. Our school website on the guidance tab has scholarship information. Something that is easy for all of Los Gatos High School students to do is in the spring of your senior year, you can apply for the Los Gatos local scholarships. It's one scholarship, and then the different community groups review the applications and kind of award money based on whatever applicants turn out. And that's only for Los Gatos High School students. So that's a great opportunity. Other things too is look at the specific colleges you're applying to. Some award scholarships just based merit-based scholarships. So if you earned like a certain GPA in high school and you get in, you're going to automatically get some scholarship money from the institution. So look at what they offer. Also, institutions offer scholarships just for students who get into their schools, and you would apply to those. And just like your college applications, look for opportunities where you can cannibalize like one essay if you have to write an essay for your scholarships that you're applying for. Don't create more work than you really have to, but there are tons of options out there.
I think when it comes to college costs, and I know we talk a lot about it in classes because I have all seniors this year. And I think if your goal is just simply to go to college and you're not attached to any particular school or any particular outcome, it is a tough sell for me personally to spend 30, 40, 50, $60,000 to go have that. So I would say if you've cultivated an awesome opportunity, there's lots of aid that Rory just went over, and lots of ways to pay for school. And perhaps it's totally fine in that case to go into debt. But I would really caution people about be real specific about what you want to get out of your college experience and make sure that you can justify spending that money. And I know that it may be kind of a different perspective than your parents because I'm just sort of one generation behind, but my wife and I are saving for our two kids who are 8 and 9. And hopefully when they turn 18, they will have proven to have been responsible young ladies. And we're just going to gift them money and they can use it. So if they want to go to a JC and then go to a 4-year, if they want to go to a 4-year, we'll do everything we can to help them. But it's got to be a clearly articulated plan, because I think, going to a school that's a second or third choice of yours that you're not really excited about and you're not sure what you're going to study, and going into debt or spending a whole bunch of your parents' money, I think you really got to think about that, because there are a lot of ways to get to where you want to be. And I was one of those people. I spent all my money traveling before I went to college, went to a junior college, was fortunate enough to get an athletic scholarship. I ended up leaving college with zero debt. And I'm thankful for that. So I think really being thoughtful about what you want to do and then figuring out how the money plays into it, in all the detailed ways that Mr. McKee went over is super important.
Yeah, and just to kind of loop back on that too, it's, if you do have to take out loans or you're borrowing money, it's, you have to kind of make sure that you have a pretty solid plan when you're leaving college to begin to pay that money back. So if you're really, really unsure, that's totally okay. And I love plugging for community colleges because there's such an amazing opportunity. California has insanely good community colleges. we're really lucky, and they're all over the country. So it's great. I think there's like 130 or country in the state. I think there's 113 in California. And they essentially like a lot of them you can apply for grants, and you basically get all of it paid for you. So for instance, like I know at West Valley Community College, you can apply for the community grant, which actually only certain high schools in their we're one of the high schools that are in their feeder or in their part of their feeder system. And so if you apply, which is basically just filling out information, they'll give you $1,000 a semester to attend classes. And basically you just have to maintain a certain GPA and take a full schedule of classes. And you essentially get $1,000 to spend on your tuition, books, whatever you need for the college experience. So very solid.
Part of that program. Yeah, West Valley was great. Yeah, as McKee mentioned, like all my classes were paid for, all my textbooks were paid for. I was able to expense my gas when I was driving from home to school. So yeah, definitely I know it's very stressful. Like I didn't have any financial resources to help me go to school. Like I didn't have to work throughout school to pay for it, but I was able to find a bunch of loans and be able to make it work. So I know money definitely is a huge problem. I definitely face that, but don't let it be a barrier for you to get an education. I think that's personally, I don't want to be like this might sound a little bit harsh, but I don't think it's an acceptable excuse not to pursue it, right? Like there's so many resources out there that you 100% can figure it out. So definitely like sit and let that impact you and be like, this is going to be tough, but you definitely be able to figure it out.
Most campuses also have work experience programs where they'll arrange for you, there'll be kind of a menu of jobs that you can apply to potentially on campus, and those can work out really well because they're campus jobs. They understand you're a student, and then they're pretty flexible with working around your classes. So that's another really good opportunity if you need to work throughout college.